Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Thursday, May 13th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Here's a fun fact for you that I actually found out a few minutes before we started the show today. May is National Meditation Month. So if you haven't gotten into meditation yet, I guess that makes now the perfect time to start. Or if you haven't tried it, and meditation isn't your thing, maybe you can just go the Ivana Wilkin route and contemplate all the complexities of life while you're maxing out the hack squat. In case you missed it a few days ago, Ivana released a video knocking out 14 plates for reps on the hack squat, which seems like one of those things you can only do if your brain is tuned into one of those meditative wavelengths. All jokes aside, Ivana really is in an amazing groove as far as her training is concerned right now. And as long as she can stay in this headspace, it can only lead to more good things down the road. Even though it's still early, there's a lot to get excited about in Classic Physique this year. For one reason or another, something tells me we'll soon see some pieces moving on the chessboard this year. And before it's all said and done, Wesley Vissers could be one of those pieces who ends up taking a few people out along the way. According to a report from Wesley's team, he's 10 weeks out from his season debut, which would put him right on schedule to compete at the Chicago Pro later on this summer. I'm sure some of you remember Chicago is actually where Wesley won his pro debut, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind being the only person in the division who could say that he was a 2-time Chicago Pro champ. And if you add that to the fact that Chicago is turning into a major draw in basically every other division right now, if he can lock up a win here, it would give him a ton of momentum and let him really take his time and cruise into his Olympia prep. As the old saying goes, heavy in the head that wears the crown. But in bodybuilding, as far as the 212 division is concerned, the dumbbells that built the man who wears the crown looks a whole lot heavier than any crown I've ever seen. During a chest workout on Monday, we saw the reigning and defending champ Shaun Clarida taking a pair of 130s for a ride on the flat bench as he continues his quest to secure his first title defense later this year. For Shaun, his whole mindset right now can pretty much be summed up in 3 words: no plan B. He's putting his own back against the wall and putting all the pressure on himself to show up and perform, which is exactly what champions do. And I think if you step back and take the 10,000-foot view of how things could potentially pan out in this division this season, there are still a few big pieces that haven't fallen into place yet. But as long as Shaun puts this sort of pressure on himself, it really doesn't matter what else happens, because Shaun's coming in ready to roll. And finally, we're closing out the show today by wishing a very melancholy trails to Fahad, Hazzazi, Senthil, Kumaran, and Lawerence Marshall after 3 of them passed away unexpectedly this past week. This isn't the time or place for me to share the details about what happened in any of these cases, because to be honest, it really isn't my place to do that. But I do want to take a moment to give my heartfelt condolences to their families, friends, and fans as they mourn their loss and celebrate their lives. These are 3 young lives that left this world way too soon, but I hope their loved ones will eventually be able to take solace in the fact that each of them had a huge impact on so many people around the world. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.